Hello and welcome to the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2025 pre-show. I'm Kyle Bossman. The main show, Opening Night Live. The one with Black Ops 7 and Resident Evil Requiem, hosted by Jeff Keighley. Hello and welcome to the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2025 pre-show. And the secret about the ONL pre-show Opening Night is that it's good itself. Black Ops 7. We've got an absurd amount of trailers and reveals and premieres right here in the lead-up. So let's not waste another microsecond. And the secret about the ONL pre-show is that it's good itself.
Yo,
we've got an absurd amount of trailers and reveals and premieres right here in the lead up. So let's not waste another microsecond. Here's a brand new game reveal.
Yo, remember me? Your old pal Bubsy? Forget about that. Let's talk about the new one. Bubsy 4D. Now this I like. Forget about that. Where are we going next? Let's talk about the new one. Bubsy 4D. Don't mind if I do. Psych. Now this I like. They call me the Orange Blur. So, where are we going next? Do these outfits come with pants? Don't mind if I do. Psych. You know I've only got one brain cell, right? And it's working overtime on this baby. Do these outfits come with pants? Sorry, I didn't even know they were still around.
The first game I ever played on my PlayStation,
and it's working
29 years ago, was Bubsy 3D. If you told me back then that one day I would be introducing Bubsy 4D to the world I ever played on my PlayStation, I'd say, yeah, that sounds about right, was Bubsy 3D. Now let's keep this pre-show popping. Back then, here's another brand new game announcement. I would be introducing Bubsy 4D to the world. I'd say, yeah, that sounds about right. Now let's keep this pre-show popping. Here's another brand new game announcement. You're watching the Gamescom Opening Night Live pre-show, which will basically be me teeing up wall-to-wall trailers in the time before the main event. We do have an interview coming up with the project lead of Double Fine's Keeper. For now, Gamescom Opening Here's a trailer for a LucasArts classic remastered by Night Dive Studios. Wall-to-wall trailers in the time before the main event. We do have an interview coming up with the project lead of Double Fine's Keeper. For now, here's a trailer for a LucasArts classic remastered by Night Dive Studios.
You afraid of dying, kid? Keep that fear. You afraid of dying, kid? Keep that fear. As a clean city rises, a city has finally emerged. It's gonna take more than bullets to get what you want, mister. Once a lawman, always a lawman. As a clean city rises, a city has finally emerged. It's gonna take more than bullets to get what you want, mister. Once a lawman, always a lawman.
I thought maybe I was exaggerating a little bit when I said this pre-show is filled with exciting and really good trailers because it's my job. Normally you'd be right. However, sometimes a trailer is actually just unmistakably exciting and really good. Like this one, exciting and really good trailers because it's my job. Normally you'd be right. However, sometimes a trailer is actually just unmistakably exciting and really good. Like this one. year's Xbox Showcase, Double Fine announced their first new game since Psychonauts 2. It's called Keeper. And joining us tonight in a recently pre-recorded interview is the Games Project lead, Lee Petty. In this year's Xbox Showcase, Double Fine announced
I'm so excited to have you here. So you showed a first look at gameplay.
It's called Keeper.
Keeper.
And joining us
the game
tonight
itself
in
is
a
about
recently
the lighthouse, but also the bird
is
as
the
well,
Games
right?
Project
This duo.
lead. And I'm curious about whether that was conceptualized first as like imagery, like it sounds like a cool idea, or if that was conceptualized first from like a gameplay standpoint.
The game itself is
I always think about
the lighthouse, but also the bird as well, right? As a duo.
A lot of the
And I'm
games
curious
about,
about
this
whether that
lighthouse
was
waking up after
conceptualized
eons
first
of
as
lying
like
dormant,
imagery, like
learning
it
to walk.
sounds
And
like a
the
cool
bird is
idea, or
just
if that
part
was
of that, right?
conceptualized
So
first
the
from like a
bird and the
gameplay
lighthouse are
standpoint.
perfect companions because they're different. At the same time, the bird is wary of dark spaces, and there's a lighthouse presence around the island that the lighthouse can keep at bay. And together, those two set out on us. The bird and the lighthouse are their abilities complement each other, but also different. At the same time, the bird is kind of the emotional heart of the game. There's a
You have an extensive background as an art director, right? I think that's apparent when anybody just looks at Keeper for the first time. So I'm curious about your inspirations.
There's so many inspirations. Kind of the emotional heart. One of the ones that really stuck out was the Dark Crystal. I saw it as a kid, and it was really inspiring to me because it felt like such a different take on a fantasy world that I hadn't seen before. And it was beautiful, but also a bit tragic. It was scary at times, but also really playful and fun.
Do the bird and the lighthouse have names?
Yeah, well, at least the bird does. And we call the bird Twig internally because she has a beak that is made of driftwood.
But for now, the lighthouse is simply the lighthouse.
It's just simply the lighthouse, yeah.
Lee, thank you so much for joining us here in the pre-show. When will people be able to play Keeper?
On October 17th this year, which is coming up really soon, and we can't wait for people to get in there and experience our strange, beautiful world for themselves.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, that was a great interview. And if you thought this pre-show couldn't get any more masculine, buddy, watch this.
At last, Castle Grayskull is mine!
Not so fast, Skeletor.
Whoa, what's happening? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Dragon Pearl Destruction coming soon to all platforms?
Yes, it's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Dragon Pearl of Destruction. Intense beat-em-up action that puts the power in your hands. Grab a friend and fight for Eternia with 4 playable heroes. Classic arcade controls. It's powered-up pixel perfection for your gaming console or personal computer. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Dragon Pearl of Destruction, coming soon. From Limited Run Games.
Thanks for joining us here at the Opening Night Live pre-show. We're only about halfway through. It's a sufficiently chunked up show. And just to prove my point, here's a new trailer for Absolum. October 9th. That's a release date reveal. And I think Frog Mage revealed too. That was cool. Now, if you'd like to take a break at this moment, maybe grab a water and some snacks, I really can't recommend it. Here's a brand new look at Long Gone.
What did they do? Weld these things on?
sometimes, frankly, I'm impressed by the amount of nice worldwide reveals they book for this show. Here's another one.